Good evening. I'm Barry Rumplebottom, and welcome to this special edition of Ethical Insider. Tonight we are going to be looking at a couple of the dangers associated with casual internet use and social networking. According to the Identity Fraud Report published by the Javelin Strategy and Research Group, in 2012 more than 12.6 million people were victims of identity theft. This represents an increase of 1 million victims as compared to just 1 year earlier. You may be asking yourself, what is the real impact of identity theft? In order to better answer this question, let's take a look at the impact that identity theft had on Mackenzie Smith, a 22-year-old college student who suddenly found her bank account was mysteriously overdrawn.
Oh, wow. What? Why is my account overdrawn? Thank you for calling PNC. This is Liz. How may I help you today? Hi. My name is Mackenzie Smith, and I'm calling to speak with someone about my account because I just noticed some overdraft charges to my account, and I don't understand since I just had a deposit from my school for $3,869.42.
Okay, Mackenzie, I just need your account information, please.
All right, my account number is 000956324.
Okay, Mackenzie, that's great. Just give me a moment and let me see what I can find for you. Well, it looks like you had some pretty big purchases on Labor Day weekend.
That's not possible. I was home Labor Day weekend.
Well, Mackenzie, I show hotel reservations and a car rental and some other expenses in Chicago that weekend. If it was not you, then you will need to dispute it at your local branch.
More and more of our personal information is being stored in company and government databases, and we are seeing a trend of giving up some of our privacy in exchange for the convenience of online shopping and banking. ACT utilitarianism can effectively argue that the overall happiness quotient is increased with the added convenience, making the storage of personal information an ethical decision. The next question we must ask ourselves is it worth the risk? In 2007, the Privacy Rights Clearinghouse stated that, quote, "No matter how they do it, identity thieves can cost you a lot of time and money as you try to clean up the damage," end quote. Identity theft is estimated to cost consumers and affected organizations nearly $50 billion per year. As Mackenzie is about to find out, there's a lot more work that has to be done than just calling her bank.
Well, I think your laptop's back in order. I updated your virus software and was able to remove a rootkit. Also, I found this great online resource for you. This is the Consumer Federal Trade Commission's website, and it lists some steps to follow to help repair your identity. It says you should immediately place an initial fraud alert, order your credit reports, and create an identity theft report. The fraud alert needs to go out to all your credit card companies and bank accounts, including any new accounts opened from here on. You will want to check your credit report for any discrepancies. Lastly, an identity theft report should be filed with the police department. Most likely you will need this document to fight any disputes.
All right, thanks, Mary. You've been a great help.
No problem, Mackenzie. But the site also indicated that this could become a long and tedious process. So you should probably keep a record of everything you do to repair your identity and also do routine follow-ups on your progress. Let me know if there's anything else I can do.
I will, and thanks again, Mary.
The time required to set things right after this case of identity theft took about 100 hours of Mackenzie's time. Unfortunately, she still had much to learn about keeping an appropriate online presence, and found out too late that her online posts can go far beyond the walls of the internet. She also learned that many employers hold their employees accountable for what they put on social media sites.
I can't believe that I lost my job because they are creeping on my Facebook page. I should be allowed to say what I want on there.
Well, what did you post? OMG, you can't put patient names on Facebook.
Well, I mean, we all went to school together. I just wanted everyone to know that James was in a wreck, but is okay. It's not like I gave details about him.
Yeah, but as the unit secretary, you know the importance of HIPAA violations. It could cost the hospital thousands of dollars in fines.
Yeah, but I just never thought that they would see it.
I think it's safe to say that we can throw a flag onto the field and announce an ethical violation. In referencing rule utilitarianism, we can identify a couple of Gertz rules that Mackenzie violated, specifically rules 4, 9, and 10. By revealing this information on a social media site, Mackenzie deprived her friend of the freedom to keep this incident secret, broke HIPAA laws by disclosing patient information, and performed contrary to her duty as a nursing department secretary. It is very important to be mindful of what information is openly disclosed on social media sites. According to Forbes, about half of all companies want to know if a candidate is a good fit for the company culture. Additionally, a recent CareerBuilder.com survey showed 37% of employers use social networks to screen potential job candidates, and 65% of employers said they do it to see if the job seeker presents himself or herself professionally. Even Kantianism would agree that any information you put out in the public can be used by the public. Unfortunately, this is going to make it difficult for Mackenzie to find another job.
Hey, Becky, did you get a chance to review the resumes we received for the nursing department secretary? The nurse manager left me a voicemail to see if we had any good candidates yet.
Yes, I did. They both have great resumes and a strong educational background. On paper, it looks like either candidate would be a great choice. I spoke with them yesterday, and they handled their phone interviews very well. I still need to call their references, though.
All right, great. Were you able to find anything to give us some insight on whether they would fit within our culture?
They both have public Facebook accounts and are relatively active with their updates. Emily's Facebook profile is pretty clean. Her posts are mostly about her family and her dogs. However, Mackenzie's had quite a bit more drama. She said some really ugly things about her previous employer, and on one post sounded like she was giving an update on a patient in her unit. This concerned me a little bit. I don't think we want someone that nonchalant about patient information and who has been openly hostile towards a past employer representing our company.
Yeah, I strongly agree. There seems to be a couple of red flags. Well, let's just give Emily a call and set up some interviews with the nurse manager.
Sounds good. I'll give her a call this afternoon and set up an in-person interview for next week.
I just don't understand why people aren't more careful about what they put on the internet.
Well, it looks like we're about out of time for this evening. As you can see, identity theft is a real problem, especially for college students. Remember, it's up to you to keep yourself safe. Never conduct financial business or share sensitive information over a public Wi-Fi network. Be sure to choose complex passwords and change them often. And this goes for your smartphone, too. Educate yourselves about phishing scams and always think twice before posting to social media sites. Rosemary Hefner, VP of HR for CareerBuilder.com, advises that if, quote, you choose to share content publicly on social media, make sure it's working to your advantage. Take down or secure anything that could potentially be viewed by an employer as unprofessional, and share content that highlights your accomplishments and qualifications in a positive way, end quote. For Ethical Insider, this is Barry Rumplebottom saying good night. We hope you'll tune in next week, and remember, stay classy, Miami.
Hi, I'm Mackenzie Smith, and my story is not that uncommon. It's amazing to me how many people are affected by identity theft every day, and how many of us don't know what to do to protect ourselves. I've learned that it's essential for me to take precautions when using the internet for shopping and banking. My antivirus subscription had expired. I was using the same username and password for all my online accounts, and I had never even heard of a phishing scheme. A little education on internet security had really changed the way I do things. When I lost my job, I was upset because I didn't understand the ethical impact of my decisions, and that I had to put my company in a no-win situation. I knew the policies and procedures for protecting patient information at work, but never made the connection that the information should be protected outside of work, even if it is someone I know. I robbed my friend of some of his privacy because I thought it was important for people to know. Looking back, I know I should have first asked his permission. Lastly, my friend Mary clued me into the self-destructive post I had been putting on social media sites. I took down the comments that presented me in a way that is contrary to my character. I did end up getting a great job, and I'm definitely more conscious about what I post on the internet. I used to post updates thinking of only the friends who thought I would see them. I now know that once I put something out on the internet, that information has a life of its own and can come back to hurt me. Most importantly, I have discovered that we make ethical decisions in our lives every day, and the most important one is to accept responsibility and to be accountable for our own actions, whether it's being diligent when surfing the web, limiting gossip so as not to deprive someone else of their freedoms, or acknowledging that I have control over how others perceive me through my online profiles. Well, I hope my story has helped you all too.